Special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio. Good morning once again. Those of you viewing us via GBN TV, welcome also, and good morning. What about our social media audience? You're probably just clicking that link. Good morning, welcome. If I'm the first to tell you good morning for the morning, there are folks who may not have heard someone tell them good morning for the morning as yet. Yeah, that's a lot of mornings in there. Anyway, welcome to the point. Today being Thursday, it's the 13th day of June 13th, 2024. I'm your host, GT, taking care of To The Point for you this morning. And usually on Thursdays, we do have represent various departments within the RGPF. And for some reason, there's no one representing this morning. I've been waiting. Had a little 2 or 3 minutes delay before I started the program, see if anyone's going to pop in. And haven't heard if there's been a cancellation or so for the individuals who may be representing the various departments. I haven't seen anyone popping as yet. Maybe they're late. I'm not sure. So we're going to, of course, revert to a open line edition this morning, which means you listeners and viewers, you have the option of calling in 4352041, 4352041. You have double options of calling in terms of the WhatsApp. Feel free, your messages, your contribution this morning, feel free to do so via the WhatsApp message. You could send a message via WhatsApp, the Facebook page. If you want to send a message via there also, you could feel free to do so, and you can call in. The lines are now opened and ready to go. 4352041. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope all is well with you. And if you're home today for some reason, could be a day off from work today. Some folks may just get it today Thursday, and you're probably doing some chores around the house, but you got the radio on or the television on, and you're listening to Classic Radio and viewing GBN TV. Good Thursday morning to you once again. So let's see what's up. Who's going to be our first caller to get the ball rolling this morning? And let's hear from you. Your views, your concerns. Of course, you probably want to share that with us this morning. Feel free to do so on the program this morning. Let's entertain our very first caller. Let's see who's on the line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my brother DC, darling. How you do?
I am doing 100%. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm doing 1,000%.
That's so good. I will hope to get there myself one day. Anyway,
just imagine I have 76 years, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes, we're talking about the marijuana.
Yeah.
But you know something? Is the marijuana that cured me at the age of 14 years, you know?
Really?
Yes. I had a fit. Fits before.
Mm-hmm.
I had it.
All right.
And then, no. But I didn't stop it up. When the fits take me, lying down, and I got in a trance, I'm dead, completely dead. Goodbye. My grandmother and my 2 aunties that morning. But I'm telling you, they ball until Miss Vi come down, and those rest are neighbors because they know me, and they oh God, balling a lot of balling as if I'm dead, Thanks of a Rasta. Well, the Rasta hear that balling. Papa, the Rasta just jump in. He jumped through the crowd and he come and he watch me. He say, Granny, I'm going in home now. By the same time, he leave from where I staying in Lakaya Road and he go right up Motor Junction. And he bring the marijuana for me. His own was dry. I'm telling you, dry. And my grandmother used to give me that in the night. In the evening, it's better to take medication than in the day.
All right.
Get that time your body relax.
All right.
Papa, I had that marijuana. You know what come and really spoil the marijuana? I had it in a pan. You see, I should have it in a bottle. If I had it in a bottle now, it would not have wet. I ran an MLE that come and destroy it.
All right. Anyway, with Jacob, I want to thank you for sharing that little story with us this morning, of course.
That is a very good thing.
Happy to know that you're okay. And best wishes going out to you. Have yourself a good day, all right?
You too. sweeter.
All right, all the best. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number. If you want to be part of To The Point this morning, it's an open line edition, which means we want to free up with you this morning in terms of your views and concerns this morning. Feel free to do so as we entertain your phone calls on the program this morning. 10 minutes after the hour, we have approximately 15 minutes left on the program this morning. The open line edition of To The Point. No specific topic of conversation this morning, and you feel free. Give me that call. Let me hear from you this morning. Share your views and concerns this morning as we move along here on the program. 435-2041. 435-2041. And those of you driving along on the nation's roads, good morning to you also. And of course, be a defensive driver. Look out for the other drivers on the road. If everyone look out for each other, we probably would be an accident-free nation. You just never know. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. And I'm not going to entertain callers who are calling in with their radio or television or whatever device in the background that is turned up too loud. And I think we've been constantly making that statement to you when you're calling in. Please turn them off. After you through making your contribution, you certainly can put it back up at whatever level that is comfortable for you. Let's take another caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. The lady just called concerning the marijuana. That was good as good medication for her. That did her very well, as she mentioned. But let me tell you something. Everybody who might have some complaint, the doctor doesn't prescribe the same type of medications, and therefore the marijuana could have been good for that purpose, but it's not for smoking. No smoking is good from anybody nostril, or not nostril, but the lungs, especially the lungs. No smoking is good. So this thing, if they in the medical field, they could check it out and see what illnesses it might be able to work for, so well and done. So I think we have to be very careful with using that, because I noticed a lot of young people, some especially young men, that turn them off. Some ladies, they turn them off by smoking it. Smoking is not the purpose of marijuana. It might be good for something, but let it go into the medical field. Let the professional check it out to see what it's good for. But if you leave it stray and say, well, legalizing and what, careful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. As the caller is saying, if it's been prescribed for you by a doctor, of course, the doctor knows, well, if you need whatever is your problem that you have, and the doctor thinks, well, maybe I could prescribe it for you, then it's all well and good. But and as the caller said, just wanting to smoke it just like that, it's absolutely no good. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Well, good morning, and how you do?
I am doing well. How are you this morning?
I'm well.
Nice to hear.
And good to hear your voice. Never mind, I haven't been calling, but I'm listening. I'm following.
All right, great.
But I did take a little vacation,
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
But hear this. I am regarding the marijuana thing. That's another topic. But I heard the former opposition leader last night. It's not the first time, but last night he made some form of statement regarding the monies to be paid for the gentleman, from the gentleman, and he asked her, like he was asking, who does she think she is, like the Attorney General, referring to the Attorney General. And I think, one, that was very rude, the way he addressed, no matter who, whether the former Prime Minister, whether who, when you're speaking, and he should know better. That's no example the way he spoke last night. And I want to say, please, that what was done regarding that phone bill was very much immature. And the people who was responsible for the account, that I have certain amount of $1,000, $200 limit, and you're going to sign the check and pay the bill, you should know that the bill reached X amount and query. You went ahead and signed the check. However, the former government did not sign off the payments, the money from Mr. His name not coming now. So meaning to say that the bill is still there. And the former opposition leader, when he was in opposition, that he didn't say anything regarding anything at all. But I had a dream, I go end up telling you no. Kompezaye had a son, they call him Beth. And Kompezaye wanted some money, so he approached Beth. And he tell Beth, if you cross the river, then I will give you X amount of money because you entitled to this amount of money. But remember, my son, you have to share it and give me X amount. So that had happened in the dream. So no. You hear they saying, come back home, come back home. That's why the opposition leader could not have made any query or debate anything. However, I would like to you to have a nice day. But you know, if you give me 1 second, are you there?
I'm listening to you. Go right ahead, please.
But if you give me 2 seconds, the marijuana thing, I've never smoked. The marijuana thing is a very good thing for medicine purposes. But I refuse to see, and when they announcing it, when they advertising it, on the radio, on the TV, the guys who seeking for it to be legalized or whatever the word be, they're smoking and puffing. I oppose that because smoking of any kind in my studies in Trillium is not good. Whether my grandparents used to smoke tobacco, they're ignorant, they didn't know. But smoking of any kind, better they boil it and drink it. And the other thing is the measurement. So remember the dream that I have with
you asked for 2 seconds, huh? You did ask for 2 seconds.
Remember the dream with Kompezaye and Beth.
Have a good morning.
Bye-bye.
Have a good morning. 435-2041. It seems going to be an interesting morning. 435-2041. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you this. A lot of us are preaching things that we do not have experience about. Maybe we hear things and we believe in these things. I want to comment now on the water situation, the poor water situation that have occurred on our occurring with Nawasa. When I used to go to school, that's a lot of years gone by, you know. They taught me in school that water should have no taste, no smell, no color. In other words, it should be colorless. No, Nawasa has given us water with a color, muddy color, during the dry season. I'm not telling you that they're somewhat wrong to do that, because the water should be, if they give us, they should say boil it, or maybe, I don't know if the word sterilize is the right word in that form. So, I don't know if I had the opportunity. I saw Nawasa give me this dirty water. They shouldn't have done that, or they should have tell people to boil the water or strain it or whatever they want to. But because every one of us want money, no doubt I want money and I want plenty now. they should have done what they had to do, educate the people. But we have not been, everybody believe, I educated because there are 2 or 10 or 20 subjects. This is not, they should be fit to live, and fit to live is so should know what right from wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller, and thank you. And thinking about it, those are natural thoughts that should come to any individual. You see the water is in a particular condition that it's in. Hey, I should probably boil that water, knowing the conditions in terms of the waters, and I should probably do that. So maybe I also don't have to tell you that. Just my interpretation of it. I don't think that I should really have to tell individuals to do that. Anyway, good morning, caller. You're welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT. How are you doing?
I'm doing 100% this morning. How are you?
Wow. I want to say this morning, we're talking about agriculture.
Yes.
I wish the agriculture minister, how he was speaking yesterday, I think, and he gave a good account of himself.
Yes.
But I vex with NDC supporters because what I hear you relate yesterday, even the supporters of the NDC don't even know what some of them doing. I remember when NNP was in power and they was trying to help in the hospital bring food. They go, they get a few bag of rice from the Catholic Church. And it was on TV where everybody see they bring the rice and got the camera pick up where the rice come from. But they're doing so much of things and you don't know. They have to blow the trumpet and even give the supporters the information so they could help spread it too, because a lot of things we don't know, but when they come and you see so much of things that these people are them doing, you hear they complaining about traveling. When the people are them go, they don't just go and ride and a plane. Look, I hear the Minister of Agriculture say he went and he begged for money for what and he get for, I think if it's the football or what the case may be. So I want them to let people know what they're doing more, and the next thing I would like them to address like harvesting your fruit, make it more easier. I was looking, I don't remember if it's Facebook or YouTube, they have this big umbrella around a cherry tree and they squeeze a button and this big umbrella open wide over the cherry and they just make a shake and all the cherry fall down in this umbrella. So it's easier to pick up. You think it's easy to go and pick 3, 4, 5 bucket of cherry? You have to touch one. Sometimes the cherry fall and fruits is a thing. Whether orange goes for what breadfruit, anytime a fruits fall, you must get a side in it good and you making fruit. Sometimes the juice have a taste because of the way we harvest the fruit. So I would like them to address and make harvesting of the fruit a little easier for the farmers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Definitely healthy contribution there from you. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we entertain more of your calls. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Lady.
Many of us take our health and well-being seriously. We exercise, we eat right, we try hard. Sometimes we give up. But we can't give up on the health of land and the seas that sustain us. We must reduce the amount of plastic weight we generate individually. A person can generate up to 70 times their weight in waste. That's over 10,000 pounds of plastic over a lifetime. Now multiply that by the country's population. Without reuse, repurposing, or recycling, each OECS island will generate more than 1 billion pounds of plastic waste over a lifetime. This can't be our legacy. Separate plastic waste for transport to a facility that reuses, repurposes, or recycles.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequente Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes is up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities. It will be a fun-filled day with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequente Industrial Park Plainfield on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
Grenada is on a track to become a Caribbean trendsetter for waste management and recycling. We are establishing a recycling culture to rid our landfill, our country, of plastic waste. Under the OECS Recycle Pilot Project, residents and the business sector are being encouraged to see the potential in plastic. Every day, plastic bottles can be stored and prepared for collection and recycling. Plastic is not waste. There is investment opportunity in plastic recycling, sustainable clean water, food safety, beautiful beaches, marine spaces, and a potential arena for investment for OECS entrepreneurs. Let's recycle and explore avenues to convert plastic into profit.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Those of you via our social media platforms, welcome back also. Certainly hope all is well with everyone this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you for taking my call. Mr. Telesford, since Tuesday morning I'm trying to get at you.
Since Tuesday?
Since Tuesday morning.
Early.
Right. You had 3 people on the program.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm trying to get, and I want that message to go across, hypocrisy and religious affairs don't agree. No way at all. That start in heaven and it end up on the earth. Hypocrisy and politics don't agree. Hypocrisy in a family don't agree, and hypocrisy in a community don't agree. And I feel between we as big people, we must learn to speak the truth and speak it ever. You understand? Because remember, we have the youth growing up around us. We have our children, our grandchildren coming up. What are we practicing our children to do? To sit down on the block and to only make mouth at themselves and tell lies? No. Let's try to educate our children for the future. Because this can work. This is why we end up as we end up today. Because Adam and Eve disobeyed God. You understand it? And that is how you end up. Disobedient cause it. And when you disobey, he tell you who disobey shall die. So then why we taking hypocrisy and bring it to cover up our fault? God didn't take it to cover fault. He exposed it that we should see today. And he put the good book there as a guide to us to make the right statement and for we to do the right thing.
I'm trying to get ahead of how you're directing as you sort of directing it to me. I'm not sure if it's to me. It's to me personally. So I'm trying to. So I was like, what if he's directing it to me in particular?
No, not to you, sir.
All right.
Not to you, Mr. Telesford.
All right.
Not to you. I'm only trying to get the message out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good morning. You too. Have a good one. Good morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
How are you this morning, sir?
Not too bad, just quiet.
All right.
Mr. Telesford, I want to touch on 2 points. One, Bureau of Standard.
Yes.
And the consumer affairs tied in with the NTR.
Mm-hmm.
The National Telecommunication Regulatory Body or something of that sort?
Yes.
Companies like Flow, do they fall under the regulatory telecommunication act or whatever?
I personally, I think they do. Because
right.
if they have to in terms of increasing their billing or their costing or whatever, they usually have to have, of course, that the reference goes to the regulatory authority before they can do so.
Okay, good. And then somewhat the consumer protection is there for every consumer who are the user of the service provided. I noticed Flow have 2 ways of operating. If the internet gives problem, you have no internet, I mean, going through the month, I'm not talking about internet could go down for 2 minutes, but when you're talking about all internet off as such, when end of the month, you have to pay the full bill. Now remember, they are providing a service. I know the service is not metered like water and electricity. You could pay for what you use. But in that case, the service is not metered. Don't you think that when they have internet problem down for days, hours, at least they know the area it is down? They failing to put out statement, but when the month up, you have to pay them in full.
Well, caller, if I could just interject, I'm not speaking for any of the internet companies or any particular phone company in particular, but I have noticed on a personal level that if there's an outage for a period of time, and I have noticed reduction in my bill. You may not have noticed it, but I have noticed that for whatever reason there's a lengthy period of outage. I have personally noticed there have been a reduction in my bill. You have never noticed that?
No, that's very nice of you.
I have personally noticed it. I have personally noticed it.
Make the same comment. Another thing I noticed, Flo did. I know against upgrading of service and things of that sort, but they remove the landline phone and they tied in now the new phone system to your internet or such. And whenever there is no power as such, you can use your landline phone. You have to, your cell phone, have that such.
Well, technology fails us at times. You know that, caller. You know that for some reason. Technology do fails us at times.
Yes. I do against technology do fail us. But what I'm saying, sometimes we go out for technology by getting rid of one, and then the consumer is at a disadvantage sometimes.
All right.
So that's one aspect of consumer protection I'm looking at. In terms of Bureau of Standard, I've looked at how fruits especially enter the country from foreign. You get apples, you get grapes, you get whatever. And maybe we get in third grade. Apples, all kind of a thing. And then sometimes apples and the international market, when you get outside it's of a different quality, taste and everything. When we used to export banana, they ensure that these little third world countries, everything has to be done to banana. From the time the banana shoot out, plastic has to cover it. These are all different grades. We export in mango and all different standards for us to export our mangoes. But I've noticed when they're selling out to third world countries, like Bureau of Standard close their eyes, and any quality, anything entering our market, I think it is only fair that sometimes the Bureau of Standard need to look at what's coming in. Carrots coming in, they may spend maybe just 2 days in your refrigerator. When you take the packet of carrot, it's no good. Where is the Bureau of Standard? We need to pay particular attention to see what coming in our market, what we are consuming, and we need to step up. Just as how they're giving us a lot of standard to ship our fruits, I think we must raise the bar as to what's coming in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and I certainly hope someone in the authority is listening and can be able to rectify those problems. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Let's hear from you.
I got 2 points this morning I want to raise. First of all, with the breakwater, it's a test. Now, from my little analysis, from my little brain I get, when you stand up on the stone that they put to protect the buildings and over there as a breakwater, you would feel that rush of wind hitting you on your chest coming from a side, coming from Slippers Hill side. Normally when the wind hit that rock, what you call Slippers Hill, the wind must break. Some go up and some come across. Those that come across would take the water from the breakwater and push it to go down. Hence that lower down is eating up. As simple as that. The simple method you can do is pack some more stone, maybe go down straight, or pack some stone as an L shape. So you take that water and push it back out into the ocean. Then the current, push it back out in the ocean. This is not rocket science. Anybody can see that is the solution. That either really go there and feel that rush of breeze on the chest from coming from that rock you call Lepers Hill. Because when the wind hit that, the wind must break. Some would go up, some would go up. So that coming across, pushing the water go down. And hence that the water is breaking and digging up lower down. So this is hard to fix. My second point is that during the campaign, on the campaign trail, the Prime Minister spoke about building some Grenadian-style houses, about 500. And in recent time, I realized that changed. He spoke about, in the meeting in Sotel, he spoke about building some prefab houses. And even spoke about the cost of building a house in Grenada right now. So I went and did a little research on prefab houses. Let's say you buy a small one in a factory in America for $50,000. This is a really small one. That's costing about $134,000 EC. To ship it from the company, to ship it to the port, and ship it to Grenada, and to Clyde, and to ship it on site in Grenada, I guess there's a cost to that. That can run it up into maybe $250,000 EC. And then for that contractor to build that together, that's another fee again. So trying to cut costs, I don't think that's the method. That for me wouldn't work, I think. And you have to make sure Grenadians like that house, because sometimes Grenadians don't like small houses, they like big houses. And remember, we are living in a hurricane zone, so basically we need to be strong houses that could withstand hurricane. So our style of houses in Grenada here, I think, is suited for us. But I think the problem is that our contractors down here, some of them don't know what they're doing, basically. They take a long to build a house, almost between 3 to 6 months, and they run up a cost that sometimes, not only is it their fault, based on demand and supply for the material, price would go up. So I say we can Prime Minister can continue on the same path, building houses like what we have in Grenada here, but find a way so our contractors can build it cheaper so our people can afford it. Because people could afford the houses is a part you have to look at. You can build houses and people can afford it. So we need to look at the Chinese houses. It's right there still. I mean, most of them are still there. They're not being sold. So we have to look at that too, because we can't just bring material here from the States and put on a prefab house and or people saying no, they can't live in that, and it maybe costs more expensive to do that. It wants to look nice, yes, but it may be more expensive to do that.
All right.
So we can look at our houses here and find a way to build it cheaper for people. Have a nice day, bro.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Good morning to you.
I joined your program late because I thought it was the police, so not because I don't like to listen to the police, but I thought, well, maybe I'll skip it, but I joined and realized it was open line. And there's some issues I want to flag. Your caller, when I came on, I heard the caller was talking about the issue when electricity goes and you can't get to use the telephone and so on. And this is one of the reasons for that. I think that it's not taken into consideration is like the difference between the so-called developed world and the developing countries, where you don't always have a steady guarantee of electricity. Whereas maybe in those places they don't have that kind of problem, and if they have it just, every now and then. So that is something we have to consider when we, allowing companies to sell us products and so on. But also, your last caller, just left for his information. There are prefab houses in Grenada already, like the La Colombe project. My understanding that most of it is, it is prefab. For whatever it was, I just thought I'd share that. But my main concern this morning is, again, probably tied on to what the caller talked about, the electricity, the telephone and so on. How, when we have to export things, we have to do so much to please the people overseas. Whereas when things are sent, like you see dirty potatoes, all kind of stuff, the standards are so terrible because things are dumped on us. In addition to that, some of our traders, they go for cheap, inferior goods that may be in bulk, and these are the things that are helping to kill us. So we need to pay attention. Yesterday, on the radio, when the minister was there, I raised the issue of the quality of food, nutrition security. We should aim at, because you could have food and the food is not good. It's not good, killing you, like how most of the barrel food that we eat in here are killing us. We're glad to get the barrel food, but it's killing us. Cancer and all the other, hypertension, diabetes. So we need to take that in consideration. And tied to that also, the idea that there are superior people in the world and inferior people. I don't think people paying attention. Who gave NATO the right to decide they could take the Russian Federation money that they have hijacked? Take what they call the interest on it, and decide to give Ukraine. They did that with Iraq and Kuwait. On the other hand, when Malema and others in South Africa said we want back our land without compensation, they say they're not good for the economy. You stole the people's land. You stole our land. Okay, you still have our people in object poverty, and we say we want back our land without compensation because of our land. And you saying that is not good for the economy, that is not good business, something is wrong. So people need to stand up and see the hypocrisy, the double standard. You could take people money when you want. Is it the case? And I'll end here. In the case where they had cornered Libya to pay $1 million for each person who lost their life, the family for each person who lost their life in the Lockerbie disaster. And yet, American company in India killed over, through an accident, negligence, over 50,000 Indian souls. And up to now, the Indian folks are still struggling to get a reasonable compensation.
Okay.
Something is wrong with this world, and we need to wake up and see that. All right, thank you,
caller. Thank you so much. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take it. We come back and entertain more of your calls. We have the final segment coming up after the break.
As we bring you ball-by-ball commentaries of the T20 World Cup. The Cut and Drive Network, in association with this radio station, are pleased to be a part of the excitement. Join me, Andrew Mason, as I lead a team of top-class cricket commentators right through to the finals on June the 29th at the historic Kensington Oval. Cricket, lovely cricket, on this radio station. You got a date, so don't be late.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of. Well, focus.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we
Coming up, it's a summer of style as top designers and their creations hit the catwalk with a Caribbean twist. The World Cup has rolled into town with on-field excitement and beyond-the-boundary thrills in Trinidad and Tobago. Getting married? Honeymooning? Barbados is your top option for an eventful experience. It's Caribbean Passport, right here on this station.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Grenada to laugh again. Heritage Theatre presents Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024, Saturday, June 22nd and Sunday, 23rd June at the Trade Center in Grandance, and on Sunday, 30th June at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime, 7 p.m. every time, featuring some of Grenada's best ambassadors of comedy. Robert White.
I'll line up behind the yellow for 9 elections straight. I changed for 9 times to lose the last election. Why? Because I'm always on the losing side.
Dillion Walters.
It's the McWayne I couldn't take. I don't tell Molly didn't know.
Kareem Alexis and other outstanding comedic performances, all coming to knock you off your seats with laughter. Get your tickets now. Bring out the entire family. Tickets are $60. It's time for Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024.
The place go flood with laughter.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. We are here on To The Point this morning for today, Thursday, the 13th day of June 2024. Inside the final segment, I should also mention, this segment should take us all the way up till 10 a.m. this morning. Let's go to the phone line and entertain this caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir. Welcome.
Your last caller there. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing, There's an old saying like that. And this caller is talking about prefab houses in Lacalome. He lives in one and he knows better than that. He knows it's not prefab, it's concrete houses. So I don't know what. He always seems to have a solution to every problem and would take something from Africa or take something from Russia and try to push it on us here in Grenada. Tell him he needs to chill a bit.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's see who's there. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Well,
caller, good morning. Welcome. I guess the caller is not paying attention. Let's go to the direct phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
President, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I want to talk on a topic that has already been mentioned. Now, as a child, I learned at home and in school, manners make it a man. And this is with reference to Nawasa's behavior and water. Yesterday, morning water went up to this point in time. No water. He called the office to find out what is going on. A main is broken, and as a result, that's why we have no water. I think their authorities at some point in time either get this thing on the radio and make sure that at least everybody knows, or okay, pass the word wrong. I have no time to be sticking up the radio 24/7, and I think that they can do much better than that. And subscribers should do something when Nawasa behave in this manner. I mean, up to now, if I didn't call, you would know that a main is broken. What kind of people you have given out a service? That ain't good enough. And as a result of that, I think consumers must do something about that. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Let's hear from you, please.
I have hardly take part in the debate or the issue relative to the legalization or decriminalization of marijuana. Because, and it's a very hot subject nowadays. So I decided to do something. I've been observant of what is going on with marijuana for the past 3 years. To the extent that I think I've reason to conclude that don't be surprised that about 40% marijuana is being smoked more than cigarette nowadays. So, if cigarette is being smoked 100%, marijuana is about 140% maybe. Because one of the problems that shows up is that a lot of people who smoke cigarettes also smoke marijuana. And there are a lot of marijuana smokers who don't smoke cigarettes. And I talk about that a lot. Marijuana is more commonly smoked, I believe, in this country, 40% more than cigarette nowadays. The idea to decriminalize marijuana for small quantities. Now, I should first say that I don't see why people should be smoking. I don't believe in smoking. But marijuana being a herb, it can be used for certain medicinal purposes, as you might say. Look, for example, you don't get me to use antibiotics nowadays. Once there is what you call Riverside Sene available, because it is the best antibiotics in the world. The Almighty said that the herbs are for your healing. Marijuana could be used maybe for certain things. I don't know what exactly it will work for. But who know it and they can use it for that, kudos to them. But the whole idea of smoking marijuana and the whole idea of decriminalizing to the extent that they legalize marijuana, one of the big questions is who is to profit from that? Most of all. The people who are spearheading the drive to get marijuana legalized, to get marijuana to be able to be grown for medicinal purposes. Those who are spearheading it, they are the ones first and foremost who will benefit from that aspect of it. That's one part. But the other part of it is the effect it would have on the development of society. The effect that marijuana has on a person's brain. I'm aware of it. Because I smoked marijuana maybe about 17 times in my life, about 5 years ago. And I come to realize the effect that this thing having on people. And when you listen to, like for example, the program that was done this morning with Innocent, amazing set of statistics, an amazing analysis came from the speaker or the interview person, which is very interesting that people should take note of. Nobody's going to convince me that marijuana is designed for smoking. And that's where the problem is more than anything. If they're going to continue with that idea and sometimes justifying it by saying, well, rum is legalized, cigarette is legalized, and whatever else is legalized. So what is the problem in legalizing marijuana? I think we need to do a thorough analysis on that and not just drive the force that would go and do the processing of legalizing it in this kind of situation that we have now. We need a lot more debate. Take care, sir.
Thank you, caller. So much. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you. Let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, Mr. Telesford. Hello?
Caller, you're live. Go right ahead, please, with your contribution.
Yeah, Mr. Telesford, right? They just say two men having sex, right? Mr. Telesford, and you can only have sex with the sexual organs.
Right. I'm not sure where your contribution is leading this morning, but I'm getting the impression it's not appropriate for the program this morning. Let's go to another caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you. Yes, go right ahead, please, caller.
Yeah, GT, I sit down in the reaction. I listen to the program, and then I listen to some other program, and then. I remember Dr. Mitchell was in Canada and he was asked a question concerning Sheldon Scott's phone bill. Dr. Mitchell said it was reckless. How could someone do something like that? Now you're in a different tune from Dr. Mitchell and some of the NNP supporters, followers, whatever. I mean, let us go back to 1 month of the bill, all right? 1 month of the bill was over $20-something thousand. Who in their right mind will run up a bill to $20-something thousand? Let us look at it at the second month, over $20-something thousand again. Let's look at the third month. You know, this guy was reckless. You know what I mean? And the guy need to pay back taxpayers' money being spent. This is the same guy who was talking about they take away the $150 from the poor and the vulnerable. All right? The same money had to pay for his phone bill. You understand? So when we Grenadians so hypocritical, you know what I mean? Once he's our friend, we're ready to defend. But wrong is wrong. The guy need to pay this money. And it's not a court matter. This didn't go to court yet. It did not go to court yet. The guy has 7 days to respond. And if he don't respond, then maybe some action could take against him. You understand? So when they're pushing that narrative about it's a court matter and such, it's not. The guy have up to 90 days to pay it. If Kit Mitchell and them so interested, why they don't put the money together and that should have never even reach into this administration? This happened during Kit Mitchell administration. Why didn't handle it? As we know, Kit Mitchell does not want to take a cent from his pocket to give anybody anyway. Yeah, let's run into some friends. And this is totally what will happen. They will push him under the bus, just like how Trump did in the United States, and push everybody, liars and everybody, below the bus. This is what's going to happen to this guy. He go end up by himself. GT, you have a good day.
You have a good morning yourself, caller, and best wishes goes out to you also. Let's entertain another caller via the WhatsApp. Good morning, you're welcome. Let's hear from you. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. Let's hear from you, please.
Thank you very much for taking my call. I just want to send another call over the nation this morning, that we really turn to the Lord Jesus Christ. People, we have to understand the word of God stands. The Bible tells us in the last days, perilous times shall come, and it is right upon us today. Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. It doesn't be just about politics and those things, but the worldwide, the world at large is in crisis because the coming of the Lord is at hand, and people need to see that they need the Savior. Jesus Christ is the only answer to this world problem. We need Him. He is the answer. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And no man cannot fix this world problem. When you turn to Christ, you meet the answer. And then your life, the nation will be changed. Our whole world will be changed. Jesus Christ to come to seek and to save that which was lost. And what man going after, they would not find the answer in it. Let us turn to the Lord Jesus Christ this morning. Let us seek Him while He may be found, because the Lord is going to take His people from this world. Where are you going to spend eternity as an individual in this land this morning? Wherever this world is going forth, I pray that the Spirit of God will just minister this morning and open the eyes of us as a people. Families need the Lord. Individuals need the Lord. The government, everywhere, people need Jesus Christ. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Let us cry out to God this morning. He is willing and ready to hear us and to change the situation that is abounding around us. He says, where sin abound, grace doeth much more abound. He loves us, people. He cares for us. Let us give ourselves to God before it's too late. May God bless everyone and have a blessed day. Thank you all.
Thank you, caller. Have a good morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes. People are getting very excited about the legalization of marijuana, and we need to have a balanced, educated approach to it and look at marijuana, the negative side of it, the side effects of marijuana. Not all parts and not all marijuana is good for medicinal purposes, and it takes a lot of extraction and a lot of science behind marijuana and what part is used for medicine and what part is not good for the body. Some of the side effects of marijuana include clogged arteries of the heart, an increased risk of heart attack, and also it leads to increased mental health problems like anxiety and depression. So people need to stop, settle down, balance yourself, and don't get overzealous about marijuana. Be educated and use it in moderation and know what parts can be done and how it can be done. Another caller earlier talked about Grenadians are very hypocrite, from the politicians to the person who was on the radio last night being disrespectful. Hypocrisy, we're teaching that to our children, from the politicians to parents in the homes, in the neighborhood. Grenada is a very mendacious that culture. Mendacious means we like to lie. They lie a lot, dishonest, deceitful. We need to stop the lying. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. We have the option of probably entertaining one more caller, and that will certainly take care of today's edition of To The Point. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Caller, good morning. This caller probably having an issue with his line. Hey, folks, it's straight up 10 a.m. Going down by at least 50 seconds or so. Folks, that's where we take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. Thanks all who contributed towards today's program. Appreciate it a whole lot. Join me again tomorrow once the Almighty permits. Health, strength, and everything else in between. We will have another edition for you of To The Point. That's where we say goodbye for today's edition. Thanks once again for all who participated. Goodbye.